New Beginnings, Facing Your Fears by Shakti Alam. Since the 6th grade, I always wanted to come to Stepanak. It seemed like I needed to find a way to get here. For every time I thought of actually going to this school, a second voice would appear in my head, telling me that I should not go, that I shouldn't leave my friends behind in exchange for a better opportunity. My mom had always told me that Stepanak can help set up my future, but I never understood her until now. People say that everything happens for a reason, and we go through things for a purpose. My 6th grade self never believed that, and neither did my 7th, 8th, or 9th grade self. It wasn't until summer of 9th grade that I realized that I needed to make a big change in my life. Again, that little voice in my head kept trying to keep me scared of what I could be at Stepanak and all the new chances I could receive. But this time I did not listen. In the past, I would hear that voice in my head telling me that I don't belong at Stepanak, that I would be lost in the crowd here. It takes strength to cancel out that voice and realize your destiny. A true Stepanak story is always about your journey before entering the school. That summer I applied to Stepanak was the most life-changing summer. Every day after I applied, I would wonder what mistake I just made, whether it was a choice made out of fantasy or my destiny. There was even a point in time that I hoped to be ejected from Stepanak just to end this dream I had, to go back to my old school and stay where I feel comfortable. A true Stepanak story is about facing reality. Getting that acceptance letter changed everything. No more seeing my friends during the day, going to an all-boys school, and worst of all, having to make all new friends all over again. You would think that getting that letter would make me happy, but in reality, I feared for myself going into a new environment. A true Stepanak story is about trying new things. Coming into the school year this fall, my mom requested for me to be fully remote. I remember thinking how I would learn anything in this new school being on Zoom the whole time. It was a very different experience for me, and it did not help that I knew no teachers and none of the teachers knew me. On the first day of classes, I heard my first period teacher say, "Open to OneNote and complete the task." I froze in my tracks and felt a sense of confusion. Never in my life have I heard of OneNote, let alone used it before. Everything was coming at me so fast. A true Stepanak story is about prospering in a new environment. Sometime in March, I thought to myself, can I truly learn anything in this school, being fully remote? After about 5 months of being remote, I got approved to go back to hybrid. I felt so happy in finally entering the school, but I also realized that this would be my first real day of school since March. I felt the fear of being left behind and being lost. On the first day of in-person school, I got lost more times than I can count on my hand. Surprisingly, I saw a lot of people that I knew in school, and that made me feel more comfortable. Going through the day, I felt more happy, and that nervousness started to fade away. Going into lunchtime, I heard many good things about the lunch at Stepanak, how the food is like restaurant food and fills you up. A true Stepanak story is about finding your happiness.